I considered wearing a wig in this video. I made a video yesterday, and I mean, if you watched it, you could probably tell that I was pretty upset. My hair started coming out rather rapidly, and I mean, I was pulling at it, to see how much would be coming out, but this is a day later. As you can see, I have basically leopard head. It's completely spotted. And I'm starting to get the smooth areas where it's just skin. So yeah, I'd say, this side is coming out much more rapidly than this side, which is odd. But I'd say in about a week there won't be anything up there. So yeah, I wanted to talk about how I found out I had cancer, though, because I am only 21, so it's not like I was getting mammograms and checkups on my breasts to see if I had lumps. Well, this summer, probably about a month before I had went in to the hospital, I started to notice that my right nipple wasn't nipping out as much. And so then once I began to notice it more and more, and I noticed like every single time my nipples would nip out, the right one was like lagging behind. I was like just feeling around on my right breast, and like behind my areola, like directly behind it, was just like this hard ball, and it was like the size of like a golf ball. The tumor was only 4 millimeters underneath my skin, so that's like just right underneath my skin. And I thought it was like milk ducts and I don't know, like breastfeeding equipment that your boobs have. But then I felt my left breast as well. The younger you are, the firmer your breasts are, and also kind of just the more lumpier they are. And then you kind of lose that as you get older. And so when I felt my left breast, I could feel like milk duct and all sorts of stuff behind my areola there too. It felt actually really similar. Like the only difference was the mass in my right breast was like larger, and it hurt to touch it, which was like the telltale sign to me that it was not right, basically. Because my left breast had, hard, lumpy stuff in there too. Just because that is what your breasts are like when you're young. At least for a lot of women, especially the larger breasts you have, the more mass you have, the more stuff you have in there. And the next day, I went in to the walk-in clinic. The person there told me it was a fibroadenoma, which is a non-cancerous tumor, and sent me to get an ultrasound and to see a breast specialist. The breast specialist, whom I went to like the next day because they got me in there ASAP, also said it was a fibroadenoma. The ultrasound technician person, who I don't know, whoever reads the ultrasounds, told me it was a fibroadenoma, and everyone was like, "This is a fibroadenoma." They told me I had, they basically said there is a slim chance that we have to tell you that there's a slim chance this could be cancerous just because it is a tumor, but it's not because it doesn't look like cancerous. A fibroadenoma is has a very distinct shape. It's oval, has very clear borders, whereas a typical breast cancer kind of spider webs and scatters out and branches off, and the mass is a fibroadenoma. The mass is like freely movable, which was their big sign that it was a fibroadenoma. It could move around. Whereas cancer is like attached. The kind of cancer I have, though, is very rare. Happens to have the same characteristics as fibroadenoma when you look at it on an ultrasound. So what they were looking at was not a fibroadenoma, it was actually cancer. So I decided to get the lump removed, which they told me was my choice. It was like, well, this isn't cancerous, so you can get it removed or you can leave it, just personal preference. And I was like, I don't want a tumor in me, even if it isn't cancerous. I don't want something growing in me. So I decided to get it removed. And then once the biopsy came back of my lumpectomy, then they told me that it was cancerous, which obviously was like a huge shock because everyone the entire way was telling me this is a fibroadenoma. And yeah, they kept that little like window open where they were like, it could be cancerous because I think like legally they have to or something. But they pretty much reassured me, you know, like it feels like a fibroadenoma. It looks like a fibroadenoma. You're so young and people in your family don't have breast cancer. It doesn't run in your family. The chances of this being cancer are like none. But then it was. So breast cancer doesn't run in my family. Only my grandma has had it. And she was like 70 when she got it. Other than that, there's no breast cancer on my mom's side of the family. There's only one person on my dad's side. So what I would want to say is definitely it's never too soon to start checking yourself for stuff like that. And it's so easy, like, to do a monthly examination. Like, you just have to feel your boobs. That's it. And if you're worried about something or you think something's not right or you just have this like gut feeling that something is not right, I think it's really important to go in. And even when you go in, make sure that you are 100% about everything. Because if I wouldn't have gotten a lumpectomy, I wouldn't have known that I had cancer. And it would have ended up killing me. So, yeah. It's really important that you trust your gut because I knew something was not right. A fibroadenoma is not supposed to hurt. They're not supposed to be painful. And the fact that it was, I just knew that something was not right. Make sure you check yourself. Boyfriends, make sure you check your girlfriends. Girlfriends, I guess, check your boyfriends. I don't know. But yeah, really, I mean, as scary as it is, you're never too young. It doesn't matter whether or not it runs in your family. It doesn't matter whether or not you've lived a healthy lifestyle or an unhealthy lifestyle or anything. It doesn't matter. Anybody can get breast cancer at any time. And there are people that are more prone to it, but really that doesn't matter. That's how I figured out I had breast cancer. It was like by accident. And yeah. My leopard head's pretty sexy. I'm definitely gonna wear a wig until all the rest of the hair falls out because I look diseased right now a little bit.